Good morning. It's a warm welcome from me, Mr. Gillow, the head of the upper school. Just going to talk to you briefly this morning about some of the expectations of life at the upper school. So, in terms of staffing, first of all, I've just mentioned I'm Mr. Gillow, senior teacher and head of the upper school. You'll be joined by Mr. McSherry, the new head of year 10, and Mr. Mustafa, who is the head of year 11. There is a fantastic pastoral team here to help your child as they transfer to the upper school. So what is my role? Well, as the head of the upper school, I'm there to oversee the head of years and also the tutors and to make sure they're looking after your child. But more importantly, I'm the link between the academic and the pastoral support. This is really important for students over the next 2 years to make sure those are intertwined. I'm very keen to establish the best possible transition both into year 10 and then out into Key Stage 5 for your child as well. There'll be a lot of work going on around careers and the best possible next steps for your child. But there's also the celebration of events. I want to make sure we celebrate everything that your child does well, but there will also be times where obviously we need to pick that child up and give them guidance moving forwards. So some helpful tips for you to give your children at home as they prepare for year 10. You'll see a picture of Mr. Gillow on the bottom right. That was a rather aged photo back in the mid-1990s. Yes, I did have hair. But the reason I put that there is because I wasn't really GCSE ready when I went into year 10. I found things like planning my work and revising quite hard. That's going to be integral to their development, that students are really able to manage their time and think about getting their notes in really good order so that they don't have to repeat them moving as they go into year 11. But they need to be ambitious. Their target grades are kind of a minimum expectation. Can they reach out for those aspirational grades so that they succeed even higher than they thought they could? Now, Mr. McSherry will go into sort of high standards of behaviour and attitude, etc. But I'm just wanted to mention the words role models. I'm looking for the upper school students to be role models to those lower year groups. But as well as that, they need to be independent and resilient learners. They're going to have a lot of work to do outside of the classroom. How can they build on these skills and make sure that they're best placed as they move into Key Stage 5? GCSEs are also going to be difficult. They're going to have to step up to the challenges. They'll need to show grit and resilience, and because this will shape their future. I'm aware that some of you may have some concerns as you think about returning to upper school as a family. It's been a very uncertain time, but I just want to assure you that forefront of our thinking is going to be the well-being and mental health of the students. If you do have any concerns, it's really important that you communicate those to us. Please do ask questions and we'll be there to answer them. So on a more positive note, what should they get excited about? Well, they've chosen their GCSE subjects, so they should be really excited about getting stuck into those as they go into September. In March, they'll have an opportunity to start their work experience, where they get to spend a week in an industry of their choice. They'll also do lots of work in their form and lifelong learning time, looking at Key Stage 5 choices and even further afield with regards to careers. Perhaps this will be the carrot that they need to push their grades higher. Enrichment changes from the lower school approach to more of an Archer Plus programme. This is where they will be able to choose both long-term kind of academic projects, but also other opportunities to gain further qualifications. And there's also the lovely library and the study hall that they will be able to use to maximise their study potential. So I just wanted to zone in on work experience a little bit more. Just to clarify that it is the student's responsibility to find a suitable work experience placement. So they need to do some research over the summer. Can they find a potential placement? But it needs to be relevant and interesting. Some of our current year 10 have actually been successful in being offered a job over the summer, which is fantastic. So over this holiday, can they be asking any friends, family, colleagues to try and secure a placement that they're interested in? And I'll finish just by talking about my favourite word at the moment, purpose. I spoke to the students about this last week, and I think it fits very nicely moving on from work experience. The reason for which something is done or created, or for which something exists, that is purpose. But we need students, as they start year 10, to think about what is their purpose today, what's it going to be moving forward, and what opportunities will it lead to. If they hold on to this, then they should maximise their potential as they leave the Archer Academy in 2 years' time. Have a lovely summer holidays. I'll see you soon. Take care.